Hey, welcome to my gardens again. It is July 9th. Uh, Missed a couple days due to uh, very high temps and more so high humidity. I haven't been out much. Even it is 6 o'clock here in southern New Jersey. It's 91 and 57% humidity. So actually low humidity today. So I'll give you a quick tour. So I start cleaning up this front area. This has been my no man's land. Uh, the phlox we had was covered. The walk stones I had. I took out some of the other dianthus because it just doesn't do well. The fire witch is awesome. It's a great one. We have some on the side too. I'm gonna rip out. Like some of these other dianthus, it just you know they bloom and they just don't do well. And this whole area I'm going to redevelop when I do the walkway through the arches. But this dianthus is great because it will rebloom a little bit. You cut it back. At least the coloration, it's more matting than the other type of dianthus, the taller ones. So even when this isn't in bloom, it still has some interest. So I put in some new cone flowers I got. These are the sundial pinks. These are they'll be a little bit taller. They're like an 18 to 20 incher. And I'm gonna put in a couple other plants. I haven't figured out what I want to do here yet, because I also need to figure out what I'm doing with the hydrangeas. These are the color fantasies, and they just don't bloom. We've had them in another location with more sun. They didn't bloom. This is, mostly sun, part sun, so it gets morning sun, but not in the afternoon. And you see they get 2, maybe 3 blooms. But the plant's healthy, but it just doesn't bloom. There's one of my buddies. The catbirds love me. They follow me around and show me what they have. So I went up, finally deciding I put these two hydrangeas in. I love the leaf color of that darker tone, and they're rebloomers. These are the tiny tough stuff. It's a light blue. I think there's some old bloom still left on here. It's a light blue bloom. And like I said, they're rebloomers, so they'll rebloom again, repeatedly. The grapes are doing well. They're climbing up to the top. And he's watching me. This one we had a little bit of an issue. I'm having a little bit of an issue with the landscape company that mows my lawn. They're getting a little wild with a weed whacker, and I'm trying to address that. I'd rather not mow my own lawn. Trying to support local town business. But if they continue to damage my property because they scalp parts of my lawn with a weed whacker, and then they went up clipping that grapevine, and some other things. But so a lot of stuff back here, the hostas, really got burned up. In that 1 week we had those 100 degrees. I was gonna trim them all out, but I'm just gonna leave it. I took a couple out, but I'm gonna leave it for now. I haven't decided. Let's see how the bush beans are doing today. The deer are loving my bush beans. As you see, they're eating all the leaves off. Maybe they might leave some of the blossoms. Let's see. This one had a couple. That one's got a couple beans. Not ready to pick yet, but and the zucchini it's growing. Next stage, I gotta, because I'm tying them up to the stakes to grow them vertically. So I'm gonna have to do that again since they're growing a little bit. We saw 2 hummingbirds on here today. My office is right inside there, and we saw 2 different hummingbirds, which is nice. We're attracting more and more. This is still one of my favorite Coreopsis. It's a Zagreb. It's that fern leaf Coreopsis, and it just keeps blooming and blooming and blooming. We had a storm here. There's a couple branches down the back. Blackberries are still growing. No blossoms yet. We'll see if we get anything this year. Not sure, because it is a little late. I started putting down some mulch, kind of fill certain areas in to keep the moisture in, because the clay just dries out so quickly. Let's see. I know that's got a couple blooms on the top. It will rebloom again a little bit later in the season. We'll get another full round of blooms. So the new area is really filling in. I did rip out the other day because I had the blue bug loss. I have 2 of these. I have one over there. I had one next to the pot, and it died. Not sure why. And then I thought about it. I'm wondering if just the radiant heat from the pot in the summer heat we're getting, it cooked it. But I don't know. It's weird. Or it just was its time. So I've been cutting back. That's one of the yarrows I missed. I gotta cut that one back. I've been cutting back my yarrows now to let them bloom again. Oh, there goes a monarch. A lot of people. Oh, there he is. Let's see if I can follow him. Where's he going? A lot of people in the area are saying they don't see monarchs or bees, or they're apparently all here. We see monarchs and other butterflies, daily. I think the bunnies finally moved on, maybe. From eating all my false sunflowers, but may come back. The doozies are starting to, pick back up and perk back up, since I put them in. My dahlias are getting bigger. Some of them are taking their time, so it'll be late for blooms. We'll see. This one's already budding. This is the Joey Martina. This is the big yellow one. These are like 7-8 inch, dinner plate dahlias. You see, the head's still pretty small, but yeah, these will get fairly large. But yeah, everything's coming in. I'll give you a quick, the blackberry lilies. These are new this year. I wanted to try them. This one here wasn't doing well. It's still not doing great, but I cut it all back, and it's got new shoots. So We'll see how that goes. The other one on the other side is doing well as well. It's blooming. I love the flower. It's very very interesting. I love the color. You know, I love having orange in the garden because it's such an odd color. You know, between orange and blue, those are my two good contrast colors that I have in the garden. So here, I got to finish this yarrow. So I've been cutting them all back because they just get really leggy, and they're just I need to split them all up. So at this point, the blooms were pretty much done. So and apparently the deer are eating my turtle heads. As you see, everyone's snipped off. That one's okay. They didn't get back to that one. So let's see how these are doing. These are oh, there's a monarch. There he is. So my fall sunflowers that the bunny was destroying, they're starting to grow back. That one's completely dead, so I gotta pop that out. But it's cool seeing the monarchs. It's always exciting. So I have all my gladiolas are blooming, or most of them are getting done blooming at this point. I need to get out here and weed again. The last couple of days, it's just been too humid. The crepe myrtle's gonna bloom. I think this one's over. Yeah, this one's. This is a red one. So this one's 15 plus footer that I put in last year. The other one I have, I'll show you, is a dwarf variety. But I wanted to come out and show everybody. Like I said, I've been cutting down all the yarrow, and I wanted to see, are they opening yet? So my lucky angel, looks like someone ate some of the buds on it. So hopefully they'll leave me some of these. They are starting to open. These are huge, and they're triple blooms. So there's a bloom inside the bloom. So they're just about to open. So we'll see how they go. My other dahlias, looks like someone's eating, these, and the deer are not my friend. But I'm putting food out in their environment, so I risk losing plants, and I just try to either physical barriers or different type of plants that keep them away, to the term like bee balm and catman, and so there's my other crepe myrtle. This is a pink one. So that's as tall as that one should get. It might get a little bit taller. All my milkweeds blooming. I think the bunny actually might have gotten this one. We'll see. And I may have, what looks like another catastrophe. I saw this the other day. I may have more aster yellows in my coneflowers. I know I did a video of this the other day. This is not normal. That is a mutation. That is a mutation. So basically, This entire plant, more than likely, I need to take out. There's another one. This is definitely needs to be ripped out. That's exactly what Asterisk Yellow will do. You get a mutation growing inside the flower. So it looks like another flower coming out of the cone. That's Asterisk Yellow. That's what that is too. You see complete mutation of the plant. So basically there's no cure, you just have to rip them out. So I'm gonna have to rip all these out. Unfortunately, it is what it is. I love coneflowers. I'm trying more again. I put in a lot this year. Hopefully they won't get it. Those that were there are old. I don't think I have any original coneflowers left, except I think maybe in that front garden. You know, like I said, I put in a lot more coneflowers. Hopefully these don't get it, but I'm gonna have to, you know, when I'm done with the video, I'm gonna have to rip those out and throw them out. You know, you don't want to compost it because it's a bacterial issue, and it'll actually harm your compost because it won't actually go away. These are one of my favorites, the purple, you know, gladiolas. I got a bunch of new red ones coming in. The daisies, the Beckies weren't, you know, they weren't as nice this year. They're a lot shorter. Not sure. Yeah, not sure what was going on with those. You know, I've had them for a long time. Maybe just it's just time. The more gladiolas here. So I've had a couple different colors. So I had the pink ones, the dark red ones, purple. Let's see what else. Yeah, like these coneflowers, these are old. And the ones over here, you know, but here we go again. That's Asterisk Yellow. You know, I'm gonna have to rip that out. You know, that's the sad part of gardening is you get stuff like that, it becomes a bigger problem, and there's really no other way to prevent it, and there's no way to cure it. I just, you know, when planting another coneflower there, would just, the bacteria is in the soil because it's within the plant itself, so it's in a root structure. And unless you get every single root and every single hair of the root, you know, out, there's a chance of it spreading to whatever else you put in there. And, you know, Asterisk Yellows affects a lot of different 40 some odd plants, you know, from black-eyed Susans, daisies. So you can't really put any of those back into that spot. So it becomes a whole other problem that I have. So, the tomatoes are coming to an end, but I'll cut them back, and tomatoes are perennial. Just you know, not through the winter. Eggplant's growing. I've got a lot of blossoms. So we'll see how they go. But yeah, it is summertime here. But yeah, the tomatoes are coming to an end. The leaves are starting to roll up. I don't see any new blossoms. Here's one. So we'll continue with those. I gotta get the lavender in. I gotta get that in the olive pot. And then yeah, I did. That was the one thing I did add, was I added the creeping thyme in the ends of the walk blocks. And I'm just gonna let it grow, and you know, thyme's an easy kind of, you shape it, cut it out, however you want. I'll see how it grows. But yeah, that's our garden. So thanks for watching. Like the videos, subscribe, send it to your friends. If you got any questions, let me know. I'm always looking for questions and try to help people out.